Hello, good day. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Once again, my name is Omoli Grace Olaika. This video is about the trendy stuff going on around on the internet on a frosty-like glass effect on your design. Glassmorphism. We all know it as glassmorphism, and I've actually done a video on it, how to create it on Figma. Right here, I've created this design on Figma. If you want the tutorial, the link is in the description section. You can get the tutorial there. And so we'll be implementing this design here into code. So this video is about teaching us how to use HTML and CSS to create this glassmorphic rectangle, glassmorphic template. Alright, so now from here I already have my HTML and CSS and also the image. So I won't be diving into this fully because what my focus is just the glassmorphic effect that I want us to learn. So if you want this code, the file is also on my GitHub. You can get the link in the description button, the description section. Okay, so now I have my container fluid. I use Bootstrap. So I have my container fluid and I have my row column, and then the first column is the text that we have here, and the logo, and then the second one is the image. So what we want to do is just to create the glassmorphic rectangle that we can see through the rectangle to see through it to get our image, right? Yeah, so just like this, just the same thing we have here. That is what we'll be creating right here. So now I've created the HTML, which is the div, is a div that I've created here, the glassmorphic bottom class. And so I'll just come to my CSS and write glassmorphic bottom. Okay, so the first thing is to give it the width and the height. So say the height is 150 pixels, and then the next thing is to give it a background. Background must be transparent because we want to see through it. So it must be transparent. It can't have a solid background. It must have a transparent background. So that's why it's called a glassmorphic effect. A frosty-like glass effect. You can see through a glass, but it will be kind of blur. So that's where the name came from. So now the first property of this glassmorphic effect is to have a transparent background, and to have that, we just give it our bottom, and then our RGB. I want to give it a white 255, then just copy and paste here and give it 25. So the next thing now, after giving the transparent background, what we're making blur in our on our browser, what will make it so blur is when we have, okay, before we go to that, let's just see the transparency. So I have it right here. So this is it, this one down here. So the next thing to do now is to make it blur to have our glassmorphic template, like the one we see and the one we know of. Now this one is very transparent, it's not glassmorphic like we want, and we know that one of the characteristics of a glass is the transparency one and also the blurry part of it. So now the next thing is to make it blur, and to make it blur we use the CSS property backdrop filter. So backdrop filter is a CSS property that allows you to apply some graphical effects on your elements, such as blur, such as change brightness, and all kind of things. You can check the documentation in you can check the documentation in Mozilla developer, blah 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 stuff. So now, using backdrop filter. So yeah, we have different filter you can give to it. You can give it drop shadow, grayscale, rotate, invert, blur, brightness. But what we are after today is blur. So now give it the blur property and give it like, let's say 5 pixels. So it depends on how blurry you want your glass to be, how blurry you want it to be. So if you want it to be very blur, you can give it you can increase the number, and if you want to be just slightly blur, you can also reduce the number. So after giving the WebKit, then you still have to write the normal one, backdrop filter. The WebKit for you to work on some old browsers. Yeah, so now checking, and yeah, we have it blur here. If I want it to be very blur, I can increase the value. So I can increase it to 10. You see the difference? Yeah, it's more blur. And if you want to reduce it, you can reduce it. If you want to increase it, you can increase it. This is the way. So this is how to create a glassmorphic effect using HTML and CSS. The CSS property is using backdrop filter. So let me recap the summary of this tutorial. So to create a glassmorphic template, first you have to give it a background transparent. That is how to see through. It needs to have that transparent property to see through the div or anything you want to give it. So the first thing is to make it transparent, then the next thing is to make it blur. To make it blur, use the backdrop filter. You use backdrop filter, and you can also make it very blur or slightly blur, whichever one you want. You can work with any of it. So that is how to make a glassmorphic effect using HTML and CSS. So this is just like the design. This is just the design we have here, just exactly the same way it is. Yeah, so that's how to make that. Like I said, if you want a tutorial on the design, I've also done that. You can get the link in the description section. And also for this, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I'll be dropping more helpful videos and more tutorials for you. Thank you for watching. Peace, 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 peace.